Hi Carlos, how are you? A long time no see, guys. I'm doing well. I'm a lot better than I've been like the rest of the week. I have been sick for a majority of this week, so feeling a lot better now. Decided that I would come on here for an impromptu live and just kind of update you guys on where we're at right now. I'm glad to hear that. I'm so glad that you're doing well. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm definitely doing a lot better now than I was. Nice, bud. I see. You got all those new ones, huh? Nice. Babe, you're shaking my camera with your leg. But yeah, doing well, healing up, feeling a lot better. COVID's been going around like crazy where I live, and the flu and everything else, so it's definitely been a week. Enjoy the background vocals by my nephew. He's practicing. Hey Kimberly, how are you? She said, hey girl, hey. How is your weekend going? Hopefully you're doing well. Hi guys, welcome. Just here. Understandable. I'm just coming off of being pretty sick for the last few days, so we're kind of in the same boat. Just kind of here. Yeah, it's definitely been one of those weeks. It feels like everything just went so slowly. Sorry, don't mind that. It's the weekend. My kids and stuff are up playing with their cousins. Yeah, if this weather would make up its mind, we'd be fine, for sure. I think that's probably one of the worst parts about, like, where I live. So Ohio has, like, the most bipolar weather ever. So it's constantly just, I don't know, up and down. And, like, I have really bad allergies. So whenever the weather goes from being super hot to super cold to super hot to super cold, it makes me miserable. On top of everything else and all the sicknesses that are going around right now. Yes, buddy.
It's almost my birthday.
I know. Sorry guys, my nephew just came in here. Yeah, Mississippi does too, and y'all have a lot of people there with flu. Yes, the flu right now is running rampant. COVID is going crazy. Like, so many people that I know have COVID right now. So between COVID, the flu, and then there's, I mean, you know, RSV and all that good stuff. So if you have babies, you got to worry about that, which I luckily don't have any really little ones, but I do have a lot of family that does. So it's been a lot. And you know, my dad, he has an autoimmune disorder, so it's, if I get sick, I can't be around my dad, and you know, it's just, it's very stressful. Is Around a Girl Thursday stress? Yep, tested positive for the flu B. Yeah, it's running rampant right now. If you guys do not already practice, you know, washing your hands every single time that you come home, anytime before you eat, anything else, make sure that you do. This is the most important time of the year to make sure that you are handling sanitization for your house, for yourself, for your children. Like, wash your hands no matter where you go. Teach your kids to wash your hands everywhere that they go. Use hand sanitizer. Disinfect, disinfect, disinfect. My son is cystic fibrosis. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, absolutely. You definitely have to make sure that you are extra mindful then. It's just, I don't know, it's just so crazy. Don't get me wrong, you know, diseases have always been around and sicknesses have always been around. But like this last year or two, it seems like my family personally has gotten so much more sickness than we ever have. Like, I've been more sick in the past 12 months than I have in probably the past 12 years of my life, guys. Hi guys, welcome. If you are just joining, make sure to drop in and say hi in the chat. Hi Albert. Say he just had the flu last week. Aw, I'm so sorry to hear that. Is he doing well now? I hope he is. Welcome guys. If you're new here, make sure to double tap the screen and like the live. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Normally I try to go live every day. It has been a crappy week for me. I've been pretty sick, but I wanted to stop in and say hey and see how everyone is doing and give you guys just a little bit of an update on how we're doing over here. So he's still having a little trouble with it, but better than he was. Understandable. Well, I hope that he makes a full recovery soon and hopefully stays away from the sickness for the rest of the season, because my gosh, I can't imagine. It's, you know, worrying enough when your kid gets sick, but it's extra worrying whenever they have, you know, something going on with them that already makes them predisposed to that type of stuff. Welcome guys. It is nice to see you all. Sorry I haven't been on in a while. Life has been crazy. I could give you guys a full rundown, but we would be here forever. We'll just chalk it up to my house keeps trying to sabotage me. I was sick as hell. My husband was sick. It's just been a time, and I'm hoping, super hoping, that my kids don't end up getting sick, because if one of them gets sick, they all get sick, and we all know how that works. How is everybody's Saturday going? Or, well, I guess it might not be Saturday for you, depending on where you're viewing from. Sorry if you hear me sniffling. I still, like I said, am just a little bit still sick. I was really fortunate. I tested and it wasn't COVID. And as far as I know, it wasn't the flu. So hopefully we are just on the mend and good to go. Because I'll tell you what, I cannot afford another week of being sick. The puppies turned 3 weeks old today. Well, most of them. Some of them turn 3 weeks old tomorrow. They're getting huge. They should be hopefully eating food soon, like actual food and not just milk from mom. Come here, Loki. What, bub? I don't know, not tonight. I can't go anywhere tonight. Hi guys, welcome. Come here. Well, you gotta come here. I'm not coming over there. My cat, he's like, he wants to be just far enough away to be out of my reach. I should start streaming Subnautica. Honestly. I've gotten to the point in Subnautica now where I'm not afraid to travel, but yeah, the noises still mess with me, so I have to play Subnautica with no volume, which just sucks because then you don't know whenever you're running out of oxygen or you need food or water, unless you're just extra paying attention to your like monitors. But yeah, I should start streaming Subnautica for you guys. I feel like you guys would think it was hilarious because I'm just terrified of everything. Well, I'm not really terrified of everything, but I am in that game. The second I hear a noise or the second that I see something that I don't recognize, yeah, I'm done, I'm out. Welcome guys, hello. Make sure to say hi in the chat. Have I ever played Mortal Kombat? I have played Mortal Kombat. Growing up, that was a favorite amongst my cousins and I. I was the only girl amongst like 10 cousins, so you know, you had to fit in. Had to do what the boys wanted to do, and that involved playing all the video games. So yeah, we used to play Mortal Kombat. I haven't played it in some years though. We have it, but I have not played it in quite some time. If you like play it now though, like, I don't know, newer, like on the newer systems and everything, the graphics are crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, the deaths were always wild, and like everything that happened in it, and like, you know, the final kills and everything, they were always crazy, but like they're so much crazier now because like they're so in depth. Hey Rick, how are ya? The old fatalities, yeah. They're just, I don't know, dude, they're so much like, I always just had to laugh because like of just how absurd some of them are and just absolutely wild. My everyone thinks that my son is actually named after a character in Mortal Kombat, which he wasn't really named after it, but, and it's not even spelled the same, but people always link it to it. Said good, but missing the lives again. Don't feel bad. I have not really been on live this week. I have been so sick. I spent my entire birthday sick. I was trying to go live on my birthday and I sounded horrible. I looked horrible. I was like, nope, there's no way in hell that this is happening. But yeah, I've been pretty sick all week. So this is the first time I've actually been able to really go live. So don't feel bad. Yeah, it's okay. It's definitely been, it's been a week. Um, Even though I was sick, it was still a great birthday. My husband, he got me a cake, and it's my favorite cake. I love bundt cakes, so like we live by a Nothing Bundt Cakes, and they have the best cakes. If you've never had them, you should absolutely try them. They have a white chocolate raspberry bundt cake, and it is so good. So he got me my favorite cake, and we got to hang out with our kiddos and watch a movie. We watched the live action Lilo and Stitch. So lidocaine injections for migraines, dang. Did they help? As long as they help, that's all that matters, right? Said yes, love them. Yes, it is. Yeah, Nothing Bundt Cakes is great. So I got my favorite cake for my birthday, and then I really wasn't feeling up to eating a whole lot because I obviously was sick, so we didn't go out to eat or anything. I just got some Mr. Heroes and hung out at home, and I didn't even really eat much of that because whenever I'm sick, I just don't have much of an appetite. But yeah, it was still a good birthday though. We got to just, you know, hang out with the kids, and that is always a fun time. And we got to watch that new Lilo and Stitch, which was a really big deal because as a family, we always try, if there's a movie that we're all interested in that comes out, we try not to watch it until we all can watch it together. So we were finally able to all like just sit down and have a movie night and watch it. And I will tell you this, it is not as good as the original. The live action Lilo and Stitch is, I don't know, like it felt like they kept parts that like I really didn't give a shit that they kept, you know? And then they got rid of parts that I'm like, why the fuck didn't you keep that? Like things that would have made sense for them to keep, they didn't. And things that didn't make sense for them to keep, they were like, uh-huh, that's what we're gonna do. I have to re-dye my hair. I'm gonna go, obviously back to my bright red, but I faded out that orange pretty hardcore, real fast because I really, I don't know, I just did not want the next red that I do to go over and have like an orange tone to it or like a copper tone. I want to just take that straight, like, I want to do like a blood red. So, make sure to be on the lookout for that because I'll probably dye my hair on live whenever I do that so that way we can chit chat about it. Welcome, guys. Make sure to say hi in the chat if you haven't yet. Hi, Papa. How are you? Welcome. My puppies are getting so big, guys. There's like little land hippos that like they're so cute. And they're like rotund. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys today? How is everyone's weekend going? Have you done anything exciting? Welcome, guys. Hi, Connect. I don't know what you're saying. All I have is them. That's all I can read from that message. Welcome, guys. Make sure to say hi in the chat. Like the live if you have not yet. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Welcome. We're just chatting about our weeks. How has everyone's week been? Have you done anything exciting? Did you guys do anything exciting for Valentine's Day? I haven't been on here, I think, since. Yours has been hell because of the migraine injections or something else? Connect said my week was pretty crazy, especially when someone broke in my house. That's wild. Hopefully everyone's okay and everything is okay. Did you call the police and like get them out there to look at things? Rick said migraines. Oh, yeah, no, I understand that. I used to suffer from migraines a lot when I was younger. I'm very fortunate that I don't get them very much now. But whenever I was in my teens, I used to get them quite often. I was out for vacation on Valentine's Day. Oh, that's awesome. Did you go anywhere exciting? Sorry, guys. Sneeze. Chronic. You have chronic migraines. That sucks. My cousin Gage has chronic migraines. They will have him like knocked out for days. He has to just stay in his room with no lights on, no TV on, no noise, no nothing, and just thanks, guys. He said, bless you. Yeah, sorry, like I said, I'm still coming down from being sick for the last few days, so I still have a little bit of sneezing and a little bit of coughing, and obviously my voice probably doesn't sound how you guys normally hear, but that's just because it's just a little deeper than usual from me being sick. How long have you had migraines? Has it been like a lifelong thing for you, or has it just been something that like just developed for you at a certain point in your life? My cousin has had them since we were children, and he's in his 30s now. Hi guys, welcome. Chronic for 5 years. Hi Byler, how are you? Well, hopefully they're not going to be like a forever thing for you, and it's just something that like, you know, fades out eventually and like goes away from being chronic. Your mother has, oh, MS, that's multiple sclerosis or sclerosis or something like that, right? Sorry, I probably completely butchered the second half of that. Oh, sorry about that. Tired. Although I've been sick, I've still had hella stuff to do, so it has not very much been a calm week. Do I have kids? Yeah, I have 4 kids. So I'm only 37, so nothing is showing up. Okay. Yeah, that you normally don't get diagnosed with that until you're a little bit older, right? Isn't that like a little bit farther down the line? Said you're really pretty. Thank you. I appreciate that. 54 she was, but I have all the symptoms that she had. That's so crazy. If like you have all the symptoms, even though you're not, you know, up there in age yet, I don't know. I feel like the health system fails us constantly. And it's like, I don't know, as advanced as we are in society and everything else, I don't know, our healthcare could be so much better. So much better. But, you know, we will always continue to be victims to the healthcare system because if we're not their victims, they can't make money off of us. You hear me? They have to be able to make their money off of us, guys. The government has to make their money off of us. So they have to use the healthcare system to do that. If they cure you right away, what does that get them? Think about it. And I try to explain that to people all the time, and like people think it's, you know, just stupid, or like it's a what is it? What's it called? Conspiracy theory. Yep, there you go. But it's not. Like it's literally like it's proven. They're not going to make money off of us if they heal us. They're only making money off of us if they keep us sick. So the food that we get keeps us sick. What we drink keeps us sick. The air that we breathe keeps us sick. And guess what? It's never going to get better. Why? Because if it gets better, they can't continue to make money off of us. Dun dun dun. But that's all that we'll talk about on that for now. Because, you know, those conversations can get real political real quick. Yeah, it's... I try really hard to keep my business on that one to myself because people don't always like hearing it, especially like in today's climate of things, you know, how things are going. Hi Skiff, how are you? Hi guys, welcome. We are just chatting. Yeah, no, we could definitely talk for hours about that because I don't know, it's just crazy. Like whenever you think about it, the people that are meant to protect us are the same people that are doing the most damage. But if that isn't a metaphor for life, I don't know what is. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Sorry guys, I cannot stop yawning. I'm so freaking tired. And that's crazy because I slept in today for the first time like all freaking week and still woke up exhausted. My body just doesn't handle being sick well anymore. I've been sick so much that like my body's like, no, we don't want to do this again. I'll probably end up posting a short about the puppies tomorrow since they'll all officially be 3 weeks by then, you guys. Wait till you see them. They're huge. And their eyes are open now, and they play, and they bark, and they do so many things. It's so cute. So my body's so overwhelmed, it shuts down on me, so I know the feeling. Yeah, I feel it. It's just, you just kind of push yourself and push yourself and push yourself until your body's like, no, we can't keep pushing ourselves. We need a break. I don't know, I struggle with that. Like, I won't do shit for myself, but will advocate for everybody else to like make sure that they're taking care of themselves. Sorry, all the puppies just started making like little random groaning noises. They're all doing great. Mom's finally doing really good. She's almost finished up with her medication. She has a couple of days left. And then she's gonna end up getting spayed, probably come springtime, after the puppies are gone. It's crazy to think that they're 3 weeks old already, though. Like, seems like just yesterday they were having them. Yeah, he said my days go from okay to hell quick. Understandable. Yeah, she's doing good now. I'm really thankful that we, you know, got her on her medication and everything before things got worse, because she was eating and drinking perfectly fine, which they always tell you to like keep an eye out for if they stop eating and drinking normal, but she never did. And her blood work was crazy. Like, her white blood cell count was really high, and they were surprised that they like, there's, whenever your body sends out white blood cells that like are premature, so like they're not ready to be sent out to fight infections and stuff like that, that's whenever it tells you that your body's in danger. And they said her white blood cell count was so high that they were surprised that that hadn't started happening yet. So we were really fortunate that we got her in there and got her seen and got the medications and everything in time. And luckily she's doing really good now. Hi, Forever Young. Said I just want to say thank you for being you. Absolutely, I wouldn't be anybody else. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thankfully, though, I don't know. I'm just glad that my dog is fine, honestly. I was really worried about her. Yeah, it is hard to finding, I don't know, real people, realness in the world. Everybody just, I don't know, everybody's fake, living behind a mask. But that's the world that we live in. Like, that's how you survive for a lot of people. Hi, guys. Yeah, no, for sure. People like to blend in. And, I mean, that's fine. I understand that that's how a lot of people are, and that's how a lot of people kind of just, you know, that's how you get by in society, is by blending in. But, I don't know. Blending in's so boring when you were just born to stand out, you know? Like, do something different and be you. I didn't do my hair blonde, actually. This is just from the red fading out. So whenever I get to a certain level with my hair where like I'm getting ready to dye it again, I just start washing my hair in hot water and I let it all fade out, and yeah, it actually just fades out to this. So this is just from my red fading out. In the summer, I can get this to go like blonde. Whenever it's summertime, I don't dye my hair red because I like to swim. So what I'll do is I'll let it all fade out, and I'll use Sun-In, and I'll spray that in my hair, and I'll get my hair to be like a real pretty sandy blonde. Or if I want to get like really light, I'll use a lot of Sun-In and I can get almost bleach blonde. And then I'll just tone it down and I can turn my hair gray. So it looks good. Thank you. Yeah, no, people think that I intentionally do this. This is like, I get more compliments on my hair when I let it fade out than I think I ever do whenever I do my hair. Like, I get more compliments on my unintentional blonde than I do on anything else. Also, you guys like my new hat? My husband got it for me with my stabby frog. So if I stand in the sun for like hours, I could do blonde. Yeah, in the summer, I'm outside a lot. So what I do is I put sun in my hair, and then I'm normally at the pool or I'm outside just doing stuff, and then my hair just said yes. How is Jason? You mean Anthony? Used to be till this shit. Yeah, no, being in the sun probably really fucks with your migraines, doesn't it? That would suck. That would be horrible. I get times like that where I have headaches and I can't go outside, but luckily it's not anything like perpetual. Yes, my bad, yes. He's good. He just was playing Call of Duty and chilling in here while I was on live. He's also been sick this last week. And then we actually had a fire last weekend on Valentine's Day. We woke up in the morning to a outlet on fire in our living room, and he had some smoke inhalation issues. So he was really struggling with coughing and having, you know, like residual problems from that. And then he ended up getting sick. So like he's had a really rough go at it for the last few like days to a week, honestly. Yeah, he's good now. He's doing a lot better than I am. He sounds a lot better than I am. But yeah, he's just still got this kind of like residual weird cough. But nothing super crazy, and he's not having pains in his chest and his back like he was. So yeah, we called the fire department, and when we called the fire department, they came and they checked out, you know, where the fire was to make sure that there wasn't any fire left like in the walls. And they told us, "Oh, thank you." Rick said, "We feel like family." Thank you. Well, yeah, I appreciate that. We definitely, you know, I'm trying to build this community to be like a big family, so I'm glad that that's where at least like, you know, getting to that point. But yeah, no, we called the fire department and they came out and they made sure everything was good, and we had it all, you know, we had the electricity shut off to that area of our house at the moment so that way it wouldn't spark back up. And they told us they were surprised that we called, because they said most people would not have called. They would have just packed up their stuff, packed up their animals and kids and stuff, and walked out and let their whole house catch on fire so they could have got the insurance money. Girl, can I tell you how crazy that is? Because like you're really gonna let your whole life, like your whole everything that's in your house, go up in flames for money. That's crazy. Like I have more sentimental stuff in my house than is worth like our insurance policy, and that's hefty. Like, you know, we could have easily done that and walked away with $350,000 and been fine. Guess what though? That's not worth losing everything that I own. That's not worth losing all of my memories, my pictures, my stuff that came from my grandma and my grandpa and people that I'll never see again. Sentimental things to me that have more monetary value. So it's just wild to me that people would actually let their whole house go in flames if they had the option to stop it, just for money. But people are crazy, so I'm not surprised, honestly. So I'm not sure what the tea is, but I'm invested already. Yeah, my house tried to catch on fire. That's the tea. Well, it did catch on fire. I shouldn't even say it tried to. My house did catch on fire. An outlet that had nothing plugged into it, guys. So just a slight fucking reminder to anybody who might need it. Just because there's nothing plugged into an outlet does not mean that it cannot catch on fire. Because mine caught straight on fire. I woke up to, luckily I was sleeping in the living room with my dog and her puppies, because she's a big dog and I have to make sure that she doesn't step on her puppies. Well, I woke up to the smell of smoke. I didn't know where it was coming from. And I went looking around, okay? Mind you, our heat went out like 2 weeks ago, so we have been using heaters. Well, we only had one plugged in. I checked where that was plugged in to make sure it wasn't that. It wasn't that. I checked everywhere else in the house, could not find out where this was coming from. The one outlet I did not check was one that had nothing plugged in and was not, like, there was nothing around it. Yeah, that bitch was on fire. Well, we had the fire department come out, and the fire department looked at it, and told us, you know, that there wasn't any more fire in the walls, make sure that we kept the electricity shut off to that area, and we did. We kept the breaker shut off, and we had an electrician come out so that way they could tell us what actually happened. Come to find out, 2 wires inside of the outlet had slipped together and started to melt together. So whenever they melted together and ultimately there was like a fuse and the circuit was hitting there, it wasn't stopping it, so it sparked. Whenever that sparked, that's what caused the fire in the wall. So just a PSA for anyone who needs it. Nothing has to be plugged into your outlets for them to catch on fire. They can just randomly, spontaneously combust because 2 wires slipped and met each other in the middle. Yeah, it was terrifying though. Like I said, luckily we were sleeping in the living room, because if we weren't and we would have been in our bedroom, I wouldn't have woke up. Like, I mean, we would have woke up to the sound of fire alarms, like our smoke alarms, but that would have been where the fire was. It would have spread to our door so fast, we wouldn't have been able to get out. Our front door is like our main access to our house. And then the next access to our house, like, we have through a garage. So depending on how it went and how long it would have taken for it to spread, it could have been really ugly really quick. So yeah, we're very, very blessed that although it's shitty to have a fire, we were very, very blessed that it happened under the circumstances that it did, when it did, while we were sleeping in the living room. So yeah, definitely was a scary moment though. And that's not even the like first fire that we've had. We've had another fire whenever we were on vacation. So here's some tea for you guys too, if you're interested in this whole, like, you know, fire lore. So the very first family vacation that my husband and I ever took with our children was actually a large family vacation. Okay, so we had me and my husband and our 4 kids, and we had our own room. And then we had my mother-in-law, who was roomed with my 2 brother-in-laws, my one brother-in-law's fiance, and my other brother-in-law's 3 kids. So they're all in a room. Me and my husband and our kids are in a room. My best friend and her man and my niece and nephew are in a room. And then my mom and dad are in a room. And then my husband's cousins are in a room. So we have our whole family spread out throughout this whole entire hotel, right? And we get there and it's great. It's amazing. It's in Myrtle Beach. The place is called Captain's Quarters, just in case anyone is curious. You can read about the story anywhere online. You can literally look up Captain's Quarters fire. So we were there for 2 nights. They had a combination bar and bowling alley. We took the kids to the bowling alley and stuff, you know, as adults, we got a little drink and we were hanging out and everything. We had a wonderful time. We go up to our room. Well, that next morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, I get a call from my mom and my dad. And, well, my mom screaming, "The hotel's on fire. Get the kids and get out. I don't know if me and dad are going to make it. The fire's right outside our door." I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh my God. I got my husband awake, got him up. He calls down to the front desk and he asks them if the hotel's on fire because he smelled the smell of the smoke in the room. And they were like, so nonchalantly, they were like, "Good morning, sir. Yes, the hotel's on fire. We're going to ask you guys to evacuate immediately. We're going to be pulling the alarms here soon." Bitch, what the fuck you mean, good morning? Yeah, the hotel's on fire. Like, you're way too nonchalant about this for 5 o'clock in the fucking morning and a hotel fire. Hi TWC. The hotel that we stayed on for our family vacation a few years ago. But yeah, way too nonchalant for a hotel to be on fire. So they're not telling us, you know, anything other than, yeah, it's on fire, you know, evacuate. They said they were going to pull the alarms. Well, fun fact, this is like a whole lore here. They couldn't even pull the alarms. There was only one alarm going off, and it was on the floor that the fire started on, which was the 6th floor, which was where my mom and dad were, where the fucking fire was in front of my mom and dad's door. So they woke up because my dad heard the door latching and unlatching and latching and unlatching, and that was a fire, like a fire safety thing. Was it like locking to like try and let them out? So luckily they had gotten out. They were fine. Everybody was fine. No one had like pass away in the hotel fire or anything like that. But like there was people, me and my husband and our family had talked to a lot of people there. There was people who were on, like we were on the 14th floor. There was people on the 15th floor that didn't even know if there was a fire and were in their rooms until 11-12 p.m. Like that is crazy to me. How can you not, like, they were so unorganized, did not, like, it was horrible, guys. My kids, though, we get them up, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, guys, get up, grab your clothes out of your drawers and get them in your book bags. They get that done. I go through the rest of the drawers and get everything that they didn't get, grab their tablets. In 5 minutes flat, we're running out our door and down 14 flights of steps. Because, like I said, we're on the 14th floor. So at this point, we know my mom and dad made it out. We know that my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, my other brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my niece and nephews made it out. My husband's cousins call me and they're like, is the hotel on fire? And I'm like, yeah, the hotel's on fire. Get the fuck out. And they moved out. Well, the only people we couldn't get a hold of was my best friend. So, mind you, my best friend and her man and my niece and nephew, who are at this point 3 and like newborn, are still in their hotel room, and no one can remember what their hotel room number is at this point. All we know is that they're on the 3rd floor. So my husband goes through and he bangs on every single door on the 3rd floor and goes through on there and woke up so many people. We spoke to like 5 people who separately said that the only reason why they woke up or were out of their rooms in time because smoke was starting to fill rooms was because someone randomly banged on their door. That someone was my husband, who ran into that hotel, even though it was on fire, and banged on every single door on that floor. So that way, regardless of where my best friend and my niece and nephew were, they would have been safe. And that was what woke them up. Hi, Rihanna. Hi, miss. Thank you. TWC said stress. Yeah, it was definitely stressful. Like, I don't know. Fires are scary. Hotel fires are extra scary. You know, at that point, we were all evacuated out of this hotel. I was very fortunate that I had grabbed mine and my kids' stuff because, you know, the fire wasn't right outside our door. But my mom and dad didn't grab anything. The fire was right outside their door. So whenever they got up, they went out the door. The only thing they had was my mom had her cell phone. My dad didn't have his dentures. My dad didn't have his wallet, didn't have his phone, didn't have nothing. My dad was pissed. I have a picture of him. He looks like a grumpy old man on the beach because he's just standing there and he's just like, and he'll have his teeth in. He's so mad. Sorry, Dad. He won't ever see this, luckily, but yeah. Yeah, no, it was kind of crazy. Like, my dad had to pretty much run out of that hotel because they had no option. Like, it was terrifying. The fire, though, was right outside their door. So the second that they got that door open and out, they ran. And I'm thankful that, you know, they obviously made it because that was really scary. But, yeah. And then we weren't even allowed back in the hotel until the next day. Mind you, like, all the electricity shut off. It's Myrtle Beach, so it's hot as fuck. And I had hundreds of dollars of food inside of the fridge. Hundreds of dollars of food inside the fridge, guys, that I was planning on using to make food for that week, because I'm not one of those people who, like, I'm not going on vacation and going out to eat every single day. That's just not feasible when you have a family of 6. So what I do is we go out to eat 1 or 2 days, and then the rest of the time, Mom makes food. I make the meals, you know? I feed my family. Well, imagine how hard that was whenever all fucking $500 worth of food that I bought are put inside of a fridge that I no longer have access to because they're not letting me in the hotel. So I was pissed. Not only did I not have another $500 to spend on food, you know, they put us in another hotel, which was great, but all my food is in that other hotel. And you guys are telling me I can't get back into said hotel to get my food, right? So that shit stressed me out. Like, I can't get my food. I can't purchase more food. Like, I was able to obviously purchase food for my family and, like, do that. But, like, it wasn't sustainable or feasible for me to purchase all the food that I had already purchased. There was some stuff that I had to throw away. Some of my freezer stuff had thawed out pretty hard, but for the most part, I was able to save a lot of it, which was great. And then when we were able to get back into the hotel, we got the rest of our stuff. We had to be escorted by firefighters in and out of the hotel to be able to get all of our stuff, though. Like, you had to be walked in with a firefighter, you had to be walked out with a firefighter. Whenever you did so, you had to go back through the front desk and you had to be able to talk to the people to tell them, like, yeah, I was in this room, I got all my stuff out, so I don't need to come back. And then you had to turn your key card, and then they got your information to reimburse you. TWC said, was you arrested? No, I was not arrested. I've never been arrested. I'm smarter than that. Rick said, did they reimburse you? Yeah, they did reimburse us. That was the really, like, fortunate part of this, was that, like, we got reimbursed our full amount for the hotel stay, which was great. That didn't come until, like, a couple weeks later, which sucked, because they didn't, like, I don't know. They made it out. They were like, when we asked them, we're like, so what are we supposed to do about feeding our family? Hi, sir. Yes, the hotel is on fire. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Hi, sir. Yes, the hotel is on fire. Good morning. Like, bitch, what the fuck you mean good morning? Said you could get a free night in jail. Get away from that hotel. Yeah, no thanks. That's where you are on the story? Okay, yeah. Yeah, no. It just, I don't know. That whole situation, guys, if you ever experience a hotel fire, like, I hope that you never do. But, like, hopefully it's not, like, your whole family is spread out in the hotel, because that was the biggest thing, was, like, it would have been different if it would have just been, you know, obviously my husband and my family and myself. But my whole family was in this hotel. Like, if, I've been arrested a few times, not me. Did my pants burn? No, nothing of ours burned. We were very lucky. Like I said, we were on the 14th floor, so we were able to get out relatively unscathed. Nothing really mattered. There were people, though, who their cars got destroyed because of the fire damage, like, where it happened. So, how the fire happened, I guess I should explain this. So, alright, how the fire happened. So, reverse back. I had talked to you guys about, yeah, no, I've never been arrested. So I was just arrested today. Why were you arrested, Rick? Okay, so how the fire happened. So, reverse, remember how we were talking about how they had this combination bar and bowling alley? Well, that combination bar and bowling alley, that's what caused the fire. So, there was an electrical fire in the walls, surprise, another, and whenever the electrical fire caught on to the like where it was in the wall, whenever it went to the alcohol exploded, which obviously spread the fire farther. Whenever the alcohol exploded, it exploded out a window. The window was actually in the view of a man who was getting ready for work down the way, and he saw the window blow out and saw the smoke come out and knew the fire was happening. So that man called the police and the fire department and let them know it was on fire. So thank you to whoever that brave man was. Don't know who you are, but you saved a lot of people that day. But yeah, he called and he saw the fire and had called and told everybody. So at that point, then, you know, my mom and dad had called me and we were evacuating. But yeah, the electrical fire caught the alcohol on fire, which exploded and caused the whole 6th floor to pretty much catch on fire. That caused damage to the structural foundation of the hotel and caused shit to start falling on people's cars. There was people whose cars got, like, destroyed, people who had water damage to their cars from the firefighters trying to stop. Said, did the hot tub burn? No, obviously, like, no water things, everything was fine. Said, okay, my aunt's stupid neighbors died, broke in their house. That's so stupid. People are ignorant. Did I drink anything? No, not really. Not during that whole situation. That was just stressful. The night that we were hanging out, yes. Hi, Star. How are you? Did I have any damage? No, we were really lucky. Like I said, none of our stuff got damaged. Our car didn't get damaged. We were very, very fortunate that everything of ours was left unscathed. And none of my family had any damages, but we had discussed and talked with a lot of different people at the hotel who had not had that same experience. Said yeah, she had a coffee after fire. I don't like coffee. Believe it or not. I was locked up for 5 hours till they got a hold of her. That's so insane. People need to mind their damn business. Like, why are people just so out to, like, mess with other people's lives? But yeah, guys, so that is my hotel fire story. If you guys want to look it up at any point, you're more than welcome. The hotel was called the Captain's Quarters. But yeah, the hotel caught on fire. We ended up going and being transported over to the Hotel Blue. The Hotel Blue was a great hotel. It wasn't very kid friendly though. The place that we were staying, the Captain's Quarters, had like all these kid friendly amenities and like pool stuff and outside and like luau's and all this stuff that was like cool for kids. The Hotel Blue did not have that. The Hotel Blue was the Hotel Blue was actually more like adult oriented. Like they had like these like music days that you know, like during the day between like 11 and 3 they would play like early 2000s hip hop music and shit like that, which is great. I love that. Except for whenever my kids want to swim and then they're trying to swim and next thing I know here comes on the fucking thong song. Yeah, no, that's not so kid friendly. That shit killed me. So that was, I think, like the biggest downfall of like where we got moved to was the fact that like we went from a very kid-friendly hotel to a not very kid-friendly hotel. So I changed my username profile picture, but I remember whenever you posted that your dog had 8 babies. My dog had 15 babies, my guy. 15 babies. Only 11 of them lived, though. So she had 15, we have 11 living. Yeah, it was definitely crazy. But yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. No, but for real though, hopefully you guys never have to experience that. And if you ever do, hopefully it's way more organized than that one. Because, like, let me tell you. He said congratulations on being locked up for 5 hours. What a weird thing to congratulate someone on. So don't forget to like the live to support Deanna in her endeavors. Yes, thank you, Malima. Said no, teach me a lesson to not do stupid stuff. You're welcome, Rick. Said I ate good. Yeah, no. I've never been arrested. Concrete. How are you guys? How is everyone's night going? I said this was not my fault. Yeah, no, this, Rick did not get arrested because of Rick's fault. Nosy neighbors being dicks and assuming shit that they shouldn't is more like it. Glad that you're doing better now, though. Said I won't do tax fraud. I do a lot of things, but I won't do tax fraud. He said I probably will. More money. More money, but like kind of not, because like if you think about it, if you get fucked up on it, then like then you end up owing it. So is it really more money? So yeah, someone got my identity. Like identity theft. Have you guys ever seen that movie? I'm 4 minutes late, I'm catching up. Okay, Williama. You owe back taxes? Fuck that. I'm about to grab a puppy. Hold on. This is my baby. Robert said, come on, a little fraud never hurt anybody. Rick, don't leave written trace. Wasn't me. So the puppies have opened their eyes, as you can see. Hi. You say hi, everybody. This is my little dude. He's a cuddle bug. Thank you. She said, can we talk about the new profile pic? Woman, you are magnificent. Thank you, Molima. Yeah, it's one of my favorite pictures. That's kind of the color hair that I think I'm going to go back to whenever I dye my hair here soon. This is my little monkey. See, I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby. I know. They're just starting to find their voices, so it's so cute because, like, he can hear himself, and he'll scare himself whenever he barks, and he jumps. So I miss when mine were that small. I know, they're so sweet. I know, monkey butt. What are you doing? I know. What are you doing? What are you doing? You wanna go eat? You wanna go eat? If I end up keeping a puppy, it's probably going to be this one. What? You're fine. I know. It's a girl I'm watching the puppy cries in times too. It's so funny. I feel bad. Like a bad witch in a good child story. I know, right? Poor baby. Said mine thinks he is a lap dog when he is big. Yeah, my Great Dane, the mama, she thinks she's a lap dog, and she's not a lap dog. She's freaking huge. You're a poor baby, huh? You're making everybody feel bad for you. Oh yeah, they're all noisy. They can hear themselves now, so they're extra noisy. Come on, let's go see mama. Let's go see mama. Tell the people. Say bye, people. It's okay. Yeah, no, they're definitely, she said I really recommend in times 2 the puppy noise. Hilarious. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna try and get these ones to be a little bit more aware of their size. I'm not planning on obviously like rehoming them until they're at least 12 weeks old, so they're going to be probably fairly large by then if they're anything like their mom was, because she was pretty big. So I'm trying to like, I don't know, I'm trying to do my best to make sure that whenever they're rehomed, they're all trained properly to, like, you know, not jump and not do things that they should not do because they're going to be big dogs. Nova just thinks that she is not as big as she is, and she's over 100 pounds, and she will jump up and put her whole body weight on you, and she's heavy as fuck, and her claws are long, so she can really mangle you if she wants. Hi Mirza, I'm doing great, how are you? Yeah, this one's just seeping. This is, so right now they don't all have names, they're just going off collars. This one is the black collar, the other one was the red collar. But yeah, he's just a chill guy. Him's is just seeping. I live in Ohio. Where else am I gonna send them? That's where I'm from. Said yes, mine's are 90 pounds. Yeah, my girl's like over 100. Some big dogs, but so unaware. Yeah, no, they're like, she's, no matter how much and like, don't get me wrong, like we're really good with like her training and stuff like that and like kept on top of her. She just doesn't care. She does not give a single shit. My male, he was more aware of his size. Like he wasn't as big as her, but like he knew he was, so he trained himself to be able to go up on his hind legs, like, and use his full, like, his mid-body strength, so that way he could just, and then he would like just gently put his arms on your shoulders. He was such a gentle giant. My baby. Yes, some big dogs are so unaware, yep. Yeah, some things are lost when born too late. We have had her since she was little, and we have trained her for her size since she was little. So trust and believe it was not due to lack of that. She just, like I said, she just doesn't care. That's where they said people were eating the pets. No, there was a girl who ate, she didn't necessarily eat her pets, but she, like, literally, I don't So there was a case last year where a woman who had a cat and she was outside eating it raw. And she just, and it was really gross. And horrid. But that is like not a common thing, you know? Michelle, dog. My eyes are beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, no, that was a really deranged like story that was going around, but yeah, it was true. The lady did get she did get turned in and did get, like, she did go to the police. It was a crazy situation. I almost forgot about that. So thanks for the reminder, Robert. Yeah, that is one thing. I'm very I'm very careful about who my animals go to. I do not by any means take searching for homes for my animals lately. All of my animals are under contracts. Since she's a zombie. This is a boy, yeah, he's just knocked out. He's a chill guy. He just likes to sleep. Guys, I am probably going to hop off of here in about the next 5 minutes or so, just so we are all aware. I will try and come back on tomorrow. Hopefully I will sound a lot less like shit, and hopefully I can stream a little bit earlier. Yeah, this baby is, I don't know, he just chills. Like, he's a really, really copacetic dog. My middle daughter, she loves this puppy. In my experience, Weimar are a big dog unaware that they're big, and Pomeranian are small dogs that think that they're grown. Yeah, absolutely. My silver lab, he was a big dog that thought he was still a lap dog, but he was aware of his size. So although he wanted to be a lap dog, he made sure not to hurt you while trying to be a lap dog. Nova, she is a Great Dane, and she's a big dog who is aware that she's a big dog, but does not care that she's a big dog, and she does not care if she hurts you. She just wants her love. I love their little noises. Okay, girl, have a good night. Sweet dreams. Thanks, Rick. I hope you have a good night and have sweet dreams too. Hopefully your headaches and your migraines get better since you got your lidocaine shots for it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of small dogs. Small dogs are just like, they're just assholes. And they're small dogs and they don't realize that they're that small and they think that they're big, and it's like, dude, come at me, bro. So you chill, girl, and enjoy your big family. Yep. Oh, I will, trust me. Big family, and just keeps getting bigger. Noise. Huh. You and your little noises. He just makes like these little like noises. It was like you. When you finally meet a great small dog, your opinion changes. I've met some great small dogs, and I still don't like them. Like, my grandma and grandpa, they only own small dogs. I owned a small dog. I should even share that. I had a small dog named Peep. I don't know, small dogs to me are just not worth it. I'd rather have a big dog. I don't know, small dogs to me are like, and not saying that like you have to have an animal for it to have a meaning or for it to have use. Like, my snake has no use. She's not going to defend me if someone comes to my house. She's purely just because I want her. So I understand having small dogs just because they're cute and you want them. But to me, having a small dog is like pointless. Have a cat. Because they're not going to defend you. Well, they're going to try. Because they're vicious little shits normally. But they're not going to be very successful. Although I will say, the only time I was ever bit by a dog was by a small dog. And he was a little fuck. He jumped up and he bit me in my thigh. And I still have a scar. I met Magnus recently and now I'm changed. Aw. Yeah, no, I think there's some really, really adorable like small dogs and stuff, I just am not like I wouldn't own one. Unless it was purely for like aesthetic. Like I just like I wanted the small dog because like I thought that they were cute. Um I don't know. I like big dogs. I like big dogs and big cats. That's why I have Maine Coons, because they're big. And I have a Great Dane. She's big. You know, and my lab was big. But that's just preference. Like, I don't know. I think girls are predisposed to, like, loving small animals. You know, small dogs, small cats, stuff like that. People just think that they're adorable. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Just liking them because they're cute, you know? Said your dog's lucky. They're mostly using rats management in the word. That's crazy. Yeah, no, rats management for sure. That's what I got my Loki for, though. My boy, my cat. He is. Let me tell you, no rats, no mice, no nothing would survive against that dude. Hi, TZ. How are you? My dog's lucky. Yeah, I wish I could just sleep. Yeah, like he's just a monkey. He just likes to sleep. Yeah, nice puppy. My puppy. So sorry, my phone broke. Oh, girl, you're okay. Trust me, I understand. My screen shattered. So, my name's Deanna. This is Black Puppy. My puppies don't have names yet because they're only 3 weeks old. So I wait until they have personalities. So right now their names are just the colors of their collars. So I have red, dark blue, cyan, dark green, light green, yellow, orange, pink, purple, black, silver. So I hope you can decipher. I'm really trying. I have had no problem so far deciphering, so you are A-okay, Malima, trust me. Call him Ronnie. What a hilarious name for a dog. That's like I wanted to name my dog Kane Kyle. I am married, yes. I just love their little ears. They're so soft. What about me? Kane is a Bible name, no. Not where I live. Family, I have 4 children and married to my husband. Yeah, no, Cain is a name in the Bible. Cain and Abel. You know, Cain killed Abel. So, oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yep, no problem. Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, no, Cain and Abel. I didn't name him after the Bible, though, because it's not spelled C-A-I-N. Cain's name was spelled K-A-I-N-E. Wish you the best. Thank you. My favorite dog is the best dog. What's your favorite dog, Robert? Cain equals metal. Oh, nice. Yeah, my dog's name was spelled with a K and then had an E at the end. So K-A-I-N-E. Are you trying to say Chihuahua? TZ? Yeah, spelled just like that. Yeah, I have videos of him in shorts on my page. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore, but he was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful boy. I miss him all the time. You had a cat named Icarus. Nice. Like the fall of Icarus. I wanted to get that tattooed. It's very cliche now, though, because, like, everybody has that tattoo. Yeah, I have a nose ring. I'm not a liberal. Try again. You can come on here and make dumbass assumptions about me if you want, or you can just move the fuck on, because this isn't the page for it. But I'm not a liberal. I'm an independent. You're cute if you think you have that much power over me that you can make my life miserable. Said trying at least. Right? Trying, giving it their very best for sure. And also, you said nose rings. I have one nose ring. I have a septum piercing. Educate yourself. Oh yeah, absolutely. So the puppies, there's two different colors. There's silver and blue. So blue is this color, this like dark gray. And then silver is that like, so the other puppy that I showed you guys, with the red collar, the little noisy baby, that one, that coloration is considered silver. So my male, my male was, he was silver, and my female, she's blue. Thank you, babe. There you go, see? My husband, sorry, whenever I said that, my husband just came on here and handled my light work for me. In a little farm here. So imagine what's going on now. I had a blue rat. Okay, it's hard to get the difference at first. Okay, I've thought about it, and my favorite was the greediest when the food gets spilled. Right, the one who just like loses its shit and is like, no, give me all the food. But yeah, no, so this one is like, these ones, they're a little darker. And there's like, I don't know, there's variations. Like one of the babies that's dark like this is actually lighter than the other ones. And then one of them is so dark, it's almost black. The silvers are all fairly the same though. Like they all almost look exactly the same tone. Except for one of them is a little bit more red than the others. Yeah, I have a yard. I would not have 12 dogs without a yard. Although I won't be keeping them all, obviously, so. But yeah, no. I have a Great Dane. She can't not have a yard. This dude is just knocked out. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's not massive. Like, I don't have acres and acres of land, but it's big enough. Alright, guys. I think I am going to hop off of here for the night. I will try and catch you guys tomorrow. Say goodnight, puppy. Good night, puppy. Alright. Why don't you have some chickens back there for the kids to also enjoy? Where I live, you are not allowed to own chickens. Because I live in a township, so, yeah. I am not allowed to own chickens, unfortunately. I would, trust and believe, I would have a whole fucking farm if I could, but I cannot currently, so. Said own chickens, you go to jail. No, I won't go to jail, but they wouldn't allow me to keep them, and they would make me rehome them, and it would ultimately cost me money in order to even be able to do it, so not worth it. Oh, say hi, baby. Say hi, baby. Alright, guys. Well, on that note, I am getting off of here. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can catch my next live, which hopefully will be tomorrow. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a good night, and don't forget to drink your water.